For our big story tonight, Montana's primary election isn't even over, but the first debate between Senator Jon Tester and his Republican challenger Tim Sheehy has been set. Hello and good Wednesday evening, everyone. My name is Ren Wadsworth, filling in for John Martin, and thank you for joining us. Now, the debate is set for Sunday, June 9th at Anaconda's Fairmont Hot Springs, northwest of Butte. Third-party candidates will be invited if they reach 10% in polls leading up to the debate. The time has not yet been set. It is not open to the public, but members of the media will be in attendance. In fact, our very own Ben Wyman is a co-moderator of the debate. The debate will be roughly an hour long, recorded live and broadcasted statewide. Over in Missoula, a meeting was held at council chambers this afternoon. City attorneys for prosecution and civil services, which are two now have been held by one city attorney. Margot attended that meeting to bring us the details.
Chambers where candidates for newly split city attorney roles were voted on by city council, one for prosecution and one for civil services. Mayor Davis appointed Keithy Worthington as city attorney for prosecution and Ryan Sudbury as city attorney for civil services. These roles used to be one position filled for many years by Jim Nugent in a singular office, and as Missoula grows, Mayor Davis explains that our leadership must follow suit, hence the new organizational structure.
It's important that the goal is to create two offices, not one office with two bosses. And we can clearly define the person that is responsible for decisions in each legal area rather than decision-making on particular topics, being ambiguous.
Splitting these positions elevates the position of the chief prosecuting city attorney to the senior leadership position. So, what's the game plan for their salaries given the city's budget?
Yeah, the game plan is that both will get an increase in salary to meet their colleagues in the senior leadership team level, and that will be made up through already existing FY24 budgeted dollars.
Both Worthington and Sudbury have experience in the civil sector. Worthington has served as chief prosecuting attorney since 2016, and Sudbury worked with Native tribes for a decade before he joined the city of Missoula in 2016. This afternoon, the council unanimously voted yes to this proposal. Reporting from Missoula Council Chambers, I'm Elena Margot, Nonstop Local.
Alrighty, thank you for that, Elena. Before we get into our next stories, let's greet Chief Meteorologist. You can see her right there on your screen, Tracy Smith, for our first look at the forecast tonight. Hey there, Tracy. What's new in this world of weather? My goodness.
Well, so far today, many areas across the entire state, we're looking at some pretty pleasant conditions. We were looking at nice, beautiful, mostly sunny skies. And then, of course, as we got more into the afternoon, we were seeing increasing cloud cover coming in from the northwest. We are taking a closer look, though, out of northeastern Montana. That's where we do have a couple of passing showers and thunderstorms. Most of these storms are starting to lighten up as we continue through the next couple of minutes and really the next hour or so. But this storm has had the potential to produce at least 40-mile-per-hour wind gusts, as well as lightning and moderate to heavy rain showers. A little bit closer look at current conditions across the state, though. We are seeing low to mid 60s out of Butte and Bozeman, Kalispell and Missoula, low 70s, and of course out of central and eastern Montana, a little bit more on the sunny side out of Great Falls and Cody, with cloud cover out of Billings and Miles City, and temperatures ranging between the low 60s to low 70s. And of course, we'll have your full weather forecast coming up here shortly.
Alrighty, thank you for that, Tracy. Primrose Court, an assisted living facility for people struggling with extreme mental health issues here in Billings, is shutting down. Owners say the shutdown is due to difficulties in obtaining necessary information from the state's Department of Health and Human Health and Services in order to receive payments from Medicaid. Simran Kumari has the story.
Hunter Johnson, the CEO and owner of Primrose Inc., says Despite the residential care facility being open and in operation for the last 20 years, they have been facing what he describes as unseen and uncalled for difficulties in having their Medicaid provider ID approved by DPHHS. Because of this, they have been unable to receive payment from the federal government for their services. Now, their residents are having to be relocated to different placements. Johnson says since the facility received their license from the state on April 8th, they have been going back and forth with DPHHS to get their ID number approved so they could file claims with Medicaid. Due to what he calls the ineptitude of Medicaid, the facility had to provide 37 days of care to the residents and compensate their employees out of their own pocket. But the money ran out, and now they're having to shut down.
We started the process immediately. We followed every step that they requested of us. And expected it to go like every other licensing process we've been through. The method that they've gone about putting us under has been, in my opinion, nefarious. The simple process of filing claims has displaced people. It has driven multiple assisted livings out of business. No business can operate with no income. But they specifically put us in a situation where they knew we would be operating with no income with the intention of bankrupting us.
Residents such as Brandy Donor, who has been living at Primrose for a year and a half, says this sudden displacement is terrifying and makes her future uncertain.
Yes, we're a small facility and there's just a few of us, but they're making it where none of us have a place to live. And it's not fair. This was my next step after being in the hospital for a year. And the states just said, yeah, no, we don't care.
Johnson has filed an emergency lawsuit against the state's health department in district court to compel their compliance and force the approval of the provider ID number. The situation is still unfolding with questions awaiting to be answered from both ends. We'll follow any developments on this story and share them as they're made available. Reporting in Billings, this is Simran Kumari, Nonstop Local.
DPHHS provided a statement to us about this case, saying the reason for the delay is that their application for Medicaid enrollment is still being screened to determine their risk level. They say that generally assisted living facilities fall under limited risk, and the process can take up to 10 days. The department says Primrose has been deemed a high risk due to a previous administrative order issued to them in 2022. Suspending the current owner's license at the time for violations and non-compliance with regulations. Because the facility is suspending their operations, the residents are being transferred. We will continue to follow this story. It's a big week for hundreds of athletes from all across the state as the Special Olympics State Summer Games officially kicked off this morning. Tonight, the opening ceremonies take place at First Interstate Arena, which is exactly where we find John Martin. You can see him there poised and ready to celebrate alongside the athletes, families, and unified partners. Hey there, John.
Hey, Ren Wadsworth, thank you very much. The Parade of Athletes has just begun here at First Interstate Arena. Take a look at the excitement. Take a look at this beautiful stage set up for the 2024 Special Olympic State Summer Games. Right now you see the Great Fall Hornets making their way down into the arena. We have trapeze artists. They're celebrating alongside. We got people filling in all the seats around here. The Anaconda Smelter City All-Stars. Oh my gosh, what an exciting day. And this is just one day. In fact, it kicked off earlier over at West High here in Billings for their track and field event. We had the opportunity to check that out. Here is just 2 minutes of absolute sheer joy. Check this out.
Billings just needs to know what a special event this is, because it is such a great way for the community to come together to support these athletes and demonstrate the power of the human spirit, which is on display all week.
Under a picture-perfect big sky, the Special Olympics State Summer Games kicked off in Billings Wednesday.
I just feed off of this energy. I think it's such a wonderful feeling to see kids out here getting a chance to show their skills, getting a chance to achieve, getting a chance to experience the joy that these games bring. It just really deepens the love within this community, which is so special.
Nearly 1,400 athletes will give their all over the next 3 days. Their motto, let me win, but if I cannot win, let me be brave in the attempt.
I'm Betsy Schaefer, and I got a second place medal from Turbo Jab, and I am just really, really happy right now. It just means the world to me.
Clearly, these games mean a lot to all of these athletes from all corners of our treasure state, like these two from Polson.
You having fun?
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, it's been fun. This is our first time up here, and it's been a whole, getting to see all these different athletes has been awesome. It's been really good.
Or these two from Shelby.
I'm just watching them play and cheer them on.
I'm a
And Danica just got, what did you throw? Javelin, right? She just threw javelin.
These games are also designed to allow athletes to socialize and forge lasting relationships, either with other athletes or with their unified partners.
It's pretty awesome. I mean, I think Anthony thinks it's cool to see other people compete just like he is. It's pretty awesome to be a unified partner and see how they grow. Thank you.
It's a lot of fun. You should just offer to help out, and you'll get to learn a lot about people with special needs and about like sports and stuff. So I think it's fun.
What do you think?
I think it's fun.
And for those of us watching from the sidelines, maybe the most beautiful thing happening here this week in Billings is how the Special Olympics can foster such an inclusive community spirit.
So we just thank the community for being such a wonderful host, thank all of our volunteers, and thank all of these teams for making the trip here to Billings for a very special week.
And I want to say one last thing. Go Special Olympics! Peace out. I'm out.
Officers Lady Encourager are presenting awards for the M11 running long jump.